I'm back. Bull or bear? And yes, that is the 5-ounce coin. It's a bull. Good evening, and hey, what's up? This is Brian Kuzmar with Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metals in beautiful Lauderdale by the Sea. Lovely evening out there. Got the just about sun going to go down here in a few moments here. What time is it actually? Let me see. 6:23. Got the live underwater manatee cam at Homosassa Springs here. One of my favorite cams, really. These are Crevalle jacks, and I believe those are mullet swimming around there. Usually you see a lot of snook and manatees as well, but mostly fresh spring water, and for some reason the Crevalle jacks and the mullet always seem to go between fresh and salt water. But so always surprised to see the Crevalles in there. These guys right here, I picture them as mostly saltwater fish. Anyway, this is not a science show, so maybe it is. Great video here that you can watch yourselves. The underwater manatee came at Homosassa Springs, and the sea cows aren't in there right now. Is that a barracuda that just went by? No, might have been a no, that's a mullet going by. Well, anyways, I've been gone for the last week running the Lakeland Collectorama show since last Wednesday. I don't think I got my last video. What was it, Tuesday or something like that? And been busy, man. Busy ever since. I didn't get a chance to run any videos up there. I do apologize. Running the coin store here and running the coin show up in Lakeland, amongst other things that I have to do, and bad internet connection. Not bad internet connection, but downloading when you're out of your own home environment. You don't have high-speed connection, and you're at hotels and such. Downloading large videos is pretty tough, and my videos tend to be large, even though I just talk too much, I admit it. All right, well, let's take a look at the spot prices here. I'm not going to do that tonight because I'm tired and I want to kind of get some things done. Just back in town here myself, again, like I said, from Lakeland. So what are we looking at? 1843. It's up a little bit. We bounced down from the the mid-low 1830s in gold. Silver the same way, the low to mid 21 price level, and platinum still kind of near its low. What was it, 912, 914, 907? I don't know. Platinum, such an unloved metal, and if you think silver market's small and heavily manipulated, I'm sure platinum is way more so, being a much smaller marketplace in so many different ways. I bet the players in that market just, well, anyways. Prices. Palladium even 1520. For palladium, I haven't even looked at palladium for a little while. And I'm actually just kind of dawned on me that it's substantially less than the price of gold right now, for whatever reason that is. But you folks remember when palladium was sailing like double the price of gold for some time. Good thing this show is not about palladium, because it would just be another 40 minutes added on to everything here. But again, these markets, I'm sure, are rigged big time. Palladium and the platinum markets. I would bet you, again, they're much smaller than the silver market, which is, again, way smaller than the gold market. But meanwhile, what do these prices mean? These prices are, again, folks, great opportunities to buy at these low levels. I still believe that anything below $2,000 gold is dirt cheap. Anything below $25 silver, in my opinion, is dirt cheap. $30 silver, even double the price of silver. Silver is just plain dirt cheap. Platinum the same way. Again, look at the price of these metals. Who would expect, in the type of environment that the world we're living in right now, that these metals would be these type of prices? Well, of course, I expect it. You expect it. People that are in the know and know how these markets are manipulated around, and the COMEX, CRIMEX markets know why these prices are so low. It has nothing to do with supply and demand. It has nothing to do with anything you could call an organic free marketplace. It has everything to do with the crooked paper marketplace. But meanwhile, of course the game is rigged. The gold prices are rigged. Silver prices are rigged. The platinum prices are rigged. And don't let anyone tell you otherwise. I mean, there's people way smarter than myself that talk about this all the time, like Ted Butler, for example. I always go to Ted Butler because I have a lot of respect for the man. He writes Butler Research and writes for a lot of people out there discussing how these markets are rigged. You've also got gata.org. Did I put them up here? GATA. Let me give them a little prep here. A little props here, not preps. Gata.org. if you want to know how gold prices are rigged and who rigs gold prices, I mean, this is a site to look at. And Ted, I talked a lot about Ted Butler, and Butler, Ted Butler has Butler Research, which is a paid subscription. Here it is right here. I do have an account with that. I can read his most recent newsletters, and I share with you guys parts of them sometimes. But basically, Ted just talks about the technical aspects he reads in the COT reports and discusses how it's done, who does it, and how they do it, and all that, all that kind of stuff. Again, you're not wearing a tinfoil hat when you say that the price of silver is manipulated. You're not wearing a tinfoil hat when you say the same thing about gold, platinum, and these other metals. They are definitely manipulated. There's definitely crooked behavior going on in the COMEX markets where the price discovery for these metals is made. And Ted Butler talks about it. GATA.org talks about it. I talk about it all the time. But if you just wanted to skip me and go to the top, go listen to these guys. Read these guys right here. And again, Ted Butler is a subscription-only service. But you can look. I'm just going to my search engine here. Ted Butler. Ready? Silver manipulation, and you can find on a lot of websites host his stuff. Chaos at the COMEX, silver price manipulation explained. There's also videos that Ted's done here for a lot of different companies and online resources and stuff. Why silver price manipulation is the best reason to own it. A lot of free stuff you can read about Ted Butler and listen to about Ted Butler. And I would say, when it comes to how the price of silver is manipulated, he is one of the foremost leading experts out there in understanding how it's done. Again, understanding how it's done, why they do it, who does it, and how they do it, and all that other good stuff. So I digress here, and Ted Butler does say that these prices have been, especially silver, has been hammered down for so long. At some point, we're going to get some movement explosively to the upside in the price of silver. Think about it. Gold has only hit its all-time high. Gold. Gold hit its all-time high at least, 3 times, maybe? I forgot. At least 3 and 4 times. And silver twice. Silver once in the 1980s, all-time high. Once in 2011 or 12, it hit that $49, $50 mark. And that's twice, and it hasn't been there since. Gold has been above its all-time high that it hit in 2012, at least 2 other times right now, or at least 1 time. But again, silver falling way behind that. So I suspect that we'll see a double up in silver at some point, as soon as the manipulation in these paper markets gets out of control, or kind of gets out of control, in these paper markets just get shook up by it to the upside. And that's kind of what we're waiting for. As far as gold goes, commercial banks do go in there and they do manipulate the price of gold to some degree, to some level, in small blips. Central banks obviously can go out there and manipulate the price of gold to a large degree, as can, what the heck? I forgot the name of that organization. Oh my gosh. Anyways, that can go out there and manipulate. GATA.org talks about that all the time, but not so much. Gold is, the smaller banks, the smaller commercial banks that do so much damage in the silver markets, and probably the platinum and the palladium markets, don't have the ammo to do the same thing in the gold markets. But who does? Like I said, the central banks does. Oh, Bank of International Settlements, that's who I was thinking of. These large international banks, global central banking systems that have the ability to go out there and monkey hammer the price of gold. They've done it in the past. Back in the 90s, when they were leasing gold out there, the U.S. Treasury or the Fed was leasing our gold out or something like that. I mean, anyways, the one thing they're not going to do is they're not going to destroy the price of gold. And why is that? Why aren't central banks going to destroy the price of gold or let the price of gold get monkey hammered so low? Because they own large amounts of it. That's why. Central banks do not own large amounts of silver, platinum, nor palladium. This is why these markets are so screwed with, But believe me, the big commercials even if they had the money to do it, wouldn't be able to or wouldn't get away with it for long, screwing with the price of gold. Why? Because that's what central banks own. That's what the elite own. They own gold mostly, not silver. Gold is for the elite, the kings and the queens out there. Silver is the working class metal, not to mention very in much use in the industrial sector as well. All right, I'm getting tired. I'm starting to ramble here. I wanted to say again that I was at the Collectorama show last week, and what a great show it was, man. The dealer attendance was down a little bit from my last show, to be quite honest with you, but I just recently inherited the show from my father, so I was learning a little bit. What I did do, though, I was able to increase the public participation. More people came into the show than they have in the last couple shows. So very pleased with the public participation. I feel this show is going to get stronger and stronger. I brought bullion up there. There are some other bullion dealers. We're going to start seeing more gold, silver, and platinum coin and bar dealers up there as well in the next show, which is coming up in June. I have to change these dates here pretty soon. But meanwhile, if you wonder where I was last week, why I didn't get a chance to do the videos and that I usually like to get done on a daily basis, 5 days a week, it's because I was there and I had bad internet connection and I'm working 3 jobs, man. So, all right, let me get into best deals right there. I just got the newest sheet here compiled with what the prices are out there. As far as silver, you know, you still can't go wrong with, and by the way, let me do my advertising bit here, because part of the reason I do videos, and people say, Brian, you got to advertise yourself. So I advertise to be APMEX, SD Bullion, JM Bullion, the big online 800-pound gorillas out there on their prices on commonly traded gold and silver coins and bars. I also beat the locals down here in South Florida. So if you live in South Florida or you're coming to South Florida and you want to buy gold, silver, and platinum in any quantities from $1 to millions of dollars worth, I'm your shop, man. I can do that, and I'm very competitive as well. So there's my advertising, and I'm going to tell you what the best deals out there and what you should not pay more. It's a bit presumptuous if I say don't pay more than this, because some people live in areas where their local dealer just can't work on the margins that some people can work on, or don't have the supply chain that some people work on. I happen to have a good supply chain and able to work on good margins on this. So let me tell you what my margins are, and my margins and my prices are, which again do beat the locals and beat APMEX, SD, and JM as well. Kilo bars I think are still the best deal out there. If I can still get, and I have been to date, and I have been ordering kilo JBR bars, which a nice kilo bar comes in. Let me see if I can find a one for you. 1 second here. JBR. Let's find a picture of them. JBR kilo bars. There it is. That's a kilo JBR. Kind of very simple, but made. Again, silver's great. Company's good. Great, I should say as well. The design is not that pretty, but you get what you pay for. And who wants to pay for pretty designs on bars? You don't get any money back in the long run on that. These are spot plus 2 1/4. I can get, and I do have also metal ore bars, which are kind of, I consider more of a premium bar, as well as Valcombi bars, spot plus 250. So the silver price plus 250. And again, silver right now, let's just say 2183. So let me take a look and see what pardon me 1 second. There's my price. JBR's 2 1/4. I'd probably have to order those, but your all-in cost is $24.08, and that's a pretty darn good price. Multiply the kilo, that's basically $774.70 per kilo on JBRs, and as I said, the Valcombis being about 25 cents per ounce more. After that, what's the best deal out there is definitely going to be 100-ounce bars. And let me kind of give you what my price is on 100-ounce bars. I'm a seller at 100-ounce bars. I don't think it's, it actually has. 100-ounce bars got about 15 cents an ounce, or $15 per bar cheaper since I last spoke to you or gave you prices on this. You shouldn't be paying more than spot plus $2.45 for 100-ounce bars. That's a pretty good price. And again, let's take a look what we're using for spot price. Let's just use, because it changes minute to minute here, 2183, say you were standing here right in front of me and spot's 21.83. 100-ounce bars are going to run you $2,428, which is $24.28 per ounce. That's more than the kilo, though. Think about that. You can get kilos at a much better price, surprisingly. 20 cents an ounce cheaper for kilos. Again, while I can get those JBRs and you can buy 100-ounce bars for. So I'd stick with the kilos and 1-ounce bars, 1-ounce rounds. I'm a money saver. I like to save money, but at spot plus 260, it's pretty hard to beat 1-ounce rounds right now, generic rounds. Remember, these things, 1-ounce rounds, and here, let me put that in there. 1 ounce, there we go. 1-ounce silver bars, or rounds. Actually, I should put it in rounds, because nobody really makes the bars anymore. Let's see, 1-ounce silver rounds, where they're not that popular. Spot plus 260. That's hard to beat, man. Again, premiums have come down dramatically on the generic stuff. We sell the Buffalo product right here at spot plus 260 currently. You can do the math. I was just kind of showing you what the kilos were and that kind of thing. Meanwhile, what are the worst deals out there? Worst deals are still Silver Eagles. I don't hate Silver Eagles. Don't ever get me wrong, guys. Love the product. U.S. Mint makes wonderful stuff, but the premiums just suck, man. Spot plus $8 for Silver Eagles. And if you want sealed boxes, monster boxes, they're kind of even more than that. Spot plus 9 or something like that. Not worth it, folks. I wouldn't buy Silver Eagles. You can buy for every 100. Let me think about this. But it sounds like for every 100 ounces of Silver Eagles you buy, you could buy 110 ounces of these generic 1-ounce buffaloes. I'd rather have the extra 10 buffaloes than the 100. I'd rather have 110 silver buffaloes than 100 Silver Eagles, that's for sure. You're going to make more money in silver than you are with these ridiculous premiums. And 90% has come down as well by a quarter. So 90% getting into that reasonable, still better than Silver Eagles, but reasonable level. Spot plus 375 on 90%, but still, I don't like it unless you're stuck in the retail sales tax zone where you can't, where you have to pay sales tax in Florida. Well, no, you don't have to pay any sales tax on 90%, but if you have to pay sales tax on 1-ounce buffaloes, it's getting to the point where you can almost buy the 90% and not pay sales tax on buffaloes under a $500 sale. This is Florida, remind you. This is not maybe other states. So 90% is getting closer to being a okay deal, in my opinion. Okay, but not good, not great. And again, it's made by the U.S. Mint. As far as gold bars out there, what's the best deals out there? Gold bars, I just told you. I gave away the movie, but what else is new? We've been talking about gold bars being the best deal out there for how long now? What's the price of gold bars? Blah, blah, blah. Here, where we go, Brian? Gold bars, nothing's changed, man. $70 gold. 45, 55, 60. Yeah, $70, man. Gold bars are spot plus $70 over there, over spot. And again, remember, these are my prices, folks, for smaller quantities. You shouldn't be paying more than that, if you live in South Florida, or you can visit me. And again, we offer to beat APMEX. We do beat APMEX, SDJ, and Bullion, and the locals down here in South Florida. If you can't come and visit us at our South Florida store, I always recommend that you find yourself a good local dealer and ask him if he can beat APMEX, SD, and JM as well. He probably can. Never hurts to ask. Well, Krugerrands are the best deal out there and they are available. Spot plus $73. Maples are probably a little bit more than that, and that is true. Maples are spot plus $81, so I am liking the Krugerrand deal a little bit better than Maples. Gold elephants are kind of limited. I thought it was a cool product that we were selling for a little while, and I got gold bars up here. But 1-ounce gold elephants, which I had a great deal and was able to pass along to my customers. 1-ounce gold elefantes. I don't know if there's such thing word as elefantes. There you go. That's Somalia, but I believe the ones we were selling right here are South African. We were selling South African 1-ounce elephants for even cheaper than Krugerrands, but again, delayed delivery, limited availability on those, and I'll let you know if I can pick them up. But Krugerrands are even cheaper than those. Elephants are almost on par with the price of gold maples, which I was just telling you about at spot plus 81. Philharmonic's a spot plus 85. And Gold Eagles, again, way better price when they were like 225 bucks over. Trust me on that. But Gold Eagles, like spot plus 110. Much fairer price than it once was. But still a little pricey. I'd rather have than a 1 ounce Gold Eagle. 1 ounce gold. Let's do an eagle elephant. 1 ounce Gold Eagle. I would still rather own a 1 ounce gold bar. Let me see. I'm going to go back a few pages there. There we go. You could own this plus an ounce of silver and get some change back for the same price that you can own a Gold Eagle at right here. So I'd rather have the gold bar and an ounce of silver than this Gold Eagle. But again, Gold Eagle's still better or more reasonably priced than they have been for a long time. All right, let's move into, because I'm tired, man. I got to eat something here and call it a good night, and I don't have to run a show this week, so I can relax. Last video I did was U.S. Treasury issues new gold certificate, question mark, exclamation mark, question mark. And really that was a discussion about something I had read, a good article I read. If you watched the video, you would know that it was about an article I read that someone was talking how we could fund our deficit in a lot of issues right now by revaluating the price of gold, the official price of gold, and being able to borrow upon that money somehow. I'm even a proponent that I'd rather own a dollar bill that was backed by 10 cents worth of gold, even if it was only 10 cents worth of gold or 5 cents worth of gold on a dollar bill. I would rather have my dollar backed by something than nothing. So I would be all in, even if it was fractionally backed for a gold note or certificate issued by the U.S. government for gold. And let me get into some questions that some of you may have had here. Going to get into newest first, and of course, like a dummy, I'm going to go to the oldest. Close your eyes if you get dizzy. I do sometimes. And lots of questions here. I'd like to acknowledge everyone that commented here. And again, nice to see you all. I'm going to go straight for the questions. But of course, I'm going to circle your names rather than say them to speed this up and just say thank you. Thank you. Paid taxes minimal. Thank you. God, I can't help but comment. I got a big mouth. Why wouldn't they get in the paper? Why wouldn't they get in on the paper gold scam? Well, they were on it a long time ago. And actually, again, I kind of feel like if the U.S. government gave me a dollar bill that I knew that I could cash in for 10 cents worth of gold or silver or whatever it was, versus what I got right now in my pocket, I'd go for it. Better to have something in a hard asset available to you than nothing. That's as long as they kept up on the promise to return it for the gold or silver. Even if it was a fractional amount of gold and silver. It's way better than what we got right now. Correct me if I'm wrong, and let me know what you guys think. U.S. Treasury owns 8 tons of gold, meanwhile China's bought additional 30 tons. What the heck? I don't know what the official, is that it? U.S. owns 8 tons of gold? My understanding is U.S. still owns the largest stockpile of gold, but I could be wrong on that. Let me see. Oh, gosh. All right. I guess I'm going to take a look here. Got me going here. U.S. gold stockpile. And let's see if we can get money. Okay. Gold reserves. Let's see if it reports it in tons. Was 493 billion, but that's based on the official 42 standard bars. 8 tons. You're right. United States holds the largest stockpile of gold reserves in the world by a considerable margin at 8,100 tons. China. Let's see, China gold stockpile. Let's see what that is. So you are correct. It's about 8 tons on U.S. China gold stockpile. And okay, Investopedia has. I should have known. I like Investopedia. It's one of the cooler sites out there, by the way, guys. Except when it pops up ads. Government takeaways. China. Come on, man. The United States holds combined Germany, France, Russia, all right, I guess it, well, geez, I should be saying it down here somewhere. Did it just not load? There we go. Gold reserve works. Boy, that page is spread out. Command. Let's kind of shorten that up. There we go. A little bit better. All right, looks like as far as the countries that own the largest gold reserves, it says U.S. at 8,000 tons. Now, this is officially, I'm sure. So we're listed as number one still. I don't think the Chinese are. I think that might be incorrect. Germany at 3.35 tons. Italy 2.4, France 2.4, Russia 2.3. I'd imagine Russia probably owns more than that. So you could be right. It doesn't say anything about Chinese gold, actually. Maybe that's because the Chinese don't report their gold, but I don't think the Chinese have 30 tons of gold. I really don't. Hang on. I mean, 663.67 million ounces. 1 million ounces, 63 million ounces. All right. That's the economy, China macro economy. That's what they're admitting to have. How many tons is that? 663 million ounces. How many tons is that, folks? Let me know. If I don't think it's more than 8 tons, is it? Well, it might be, anyways. All right. Let me get out of there because I'm supposed to be answering questions. See how I jumped down those rabbit holes with you guys? Linda says, went to my local silver guy, bought a couple rounds of silver, couldn't help myself but suffer. Can you believe it? Yes, I can, Linda. Y'all should check SB Hunters here. We make gold and silver legal tender. Yeah, I read about that there are bills out there to make gold and silver legal tender. I think Utah did that. Again, I'm not 100% sure of that. Let me know, guys, if I'm right or wrong in the comment section. If the U.S. Mint issues all these golds every year, where do they get the gold from? Are they buying it, pulling it from Fort Knox? No, they actually go out in the marketplace, and they're not getting it from Fort Knox. That's supposedly owned by us. Supposedly. We supposedly still have it, too. But that's a whole different video there. But no, they go out in the marketplace, and they buy the gold there. They buy the gold blanks, and they mint them. That's a whole video as well, Tom, but you can find that stuff on the interweb. You can search on the interweb and figure out how that's done. Charlie says, it's a pleasure meeting you and doing business with you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And I'm glad you got a great deal. I'm glad you feel that way as well. Palladium 1 ounce at a good price. I just don't carry palladium. I never have. It's seldom asked for. I don't talk about it much in my videos. And as you can tell, I was really surprised tonight to see it 1,500, considerably less than the price of gold, which kind of surprised me. I don't know why, but I feel like the last time I kind of looked and glanced at it, but I'm getting old, memory's going bad, that it was above the price of gold. Well, anyways, thanks for commenting, Charlie. Appreciate it. And thanks for coming in. It was a pleasure doing business with you as well. Tube Supio says, why still no Fort Knox audit? Rabbit holes, rabbit holes, rabbit holes. And we're on the same page there, brother. I agree, too. James Ed says, good video. Thank you. Appreciate that, James. Silver Liner, I'm glad you're getting your mojo back, dude. We'll make those move up pretty soon at some point. And, again, we're all going to have our oh shit moment when it comes to the price of gold and silver. We're all going to wake up and click on the price, click on whatever you use for your price guide. And you're going to go, oh shit, look at the price today. And I think we're getting closer and closer to that, folks. Really, I think it should have happened a while back ago, but never underestimate these crooks until they completely break this market. And all bets are off then. How much are least gold-plated tungsten bars worth? Yeah, that's a big thing that was talked about with gold supplies out there, including U.S. gold supplies, is that some of these may have been the Chinese tungsten-filled bars. I'm not quite sure what kind of audit has been done with that. But meanwhile, I would not recommend my customers out there to buy large gold bars at all. Always stay away from gold bars. Maximum, I recommend buying gold bars for the average Joe out there is 1 ounce sizes. Avoid 10 ounce sizes. And if you're a big whale, you're a big fish out there, and you can buy large amounts of gold. And it would be stupid for you to buy smaller quantities because you can afford the discount that you get at kilos. You'd buy kilos, but you'd have to really buy them from a known, trusted source, just not off the street. Well, anyways, let's move on. Hey, Don, thanks for asking that question. Jen Willie says the Congress, and if you see me do that, it means that I'm looking for that button, making sure that I'm recording. I've done that before. I've not recorded some videos. Can't tell you how frustrating that is. Jen Willie says the Congress should print its own currency, pay the debt. Yeah, I agree with that. I do 100%. That's the way it's supposed to be done. That's the way our finance. That's the way money is supposed to work. Congress is supposed to decide what is money. It's supposed to be gold and silver, or something backed by gold and silver. Somehow the banks got a hold of the whole situation back in 1913, and it's been a run downhill into the shithole ever since then. Went to the same school. Yeah, that's true. Not too many people out there. They're Keynesians. I think that's a correct pronunciation of it. They're Keynesians versus Austrian economics, which is a totally different thing. Again, another rabbit hole to jump down into when we're talking about economics. The Anxious Stacker says, I heard there's going to be some sort of announcement tomorrow. Actually, 6 days ago, no. Surprisingly, Anxious Stacker, I'm not quite sure if 6 days ago it did crash, but since then it's gone up. I was at the show last week. I noticed prices kind of recovered around Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Silver sat in that low $21 mark. It looked like it was going to bust below it possibly, but no, it did not. So, it's tough to say what's going on. Maybe again, this has always been a collusive, manipulative move by the big commercial banks against managed money in the COMEX markets. Maybe the COMEX, maybe they smartened up, like Ted Butler talks about. Maybe the big managed money didn't get the big short positions because they never profit from these short positions, like Ted Butler talks about. But again, that's a whole convoluted, complicated subject. And let me move on and keep it simple here. Thanks, Anxious Stacker. Nice to see you commenting. Big J, what's up? Yep, no argument there, my friend. Christopher Cormac says there's gold in Fort Knox like there's money in Los. I don't know, man. It's such a great subject. They do freaking specials on it on Discovery or History Channel all the time. Fort Knox is the gold there. Ron Paul, one of the guys that wanted to really audit that situation, never got an opportunity to do it. Still believes that there may be issues with that. Is the gold there? And even if the gold is there, has it been leased out to someone else? Does someone else own that gold somehow? All kinds of good questions to ask there. Erotic Onion says, just print an infinity bill and buy the universe. Fucking brilliant. Sorry, there go my first F word. I'm sorry, man. Just lost half my viewers. Not half my viewers, half my audience out there from the YT gods. Robert Bin says, yes, a COMEX gold certificate. Gold pack 10,000 at 501 ratio and a microfine print on a bill. Shit, man, I'd rather have a $10,000 bill that was backed by an ounce of gold than a $10,000 bill that was backed by a piece of paper you could wipe your ass off. So yeah, any kind of ratio would work for me. And something's better than nothing. Forgive me, let me know if I'm wrong on that. Let me know what you think in the comment section, guys. Thanks, Robert. That's a good way to look at it. 400 billion they're spending no time. Can't argue with that. Hey, man, thanks, Joe. Got some new Twitter followers out there, or stalkers, as Joe McDonald's often calls himself, stalker. Just kidding. A couple new followers, so thank you guys out there. I'm going to start. I've been kind of looking at it a little closer. I haven't seen any questions or comments out on my Twitter feed, but I will answer them if I do. Michael Ramsey says Fort Knox has 15 tons of tungsten. You never know. I hope not. Jeff Keller, absolutely, that's true. There's no fiscal conservatism in Washington, D.C. whatsoever. None whatsoever. No fiscal conservatives there, except for maybe Rand Paul. Who else? Who else do you guys think is a true fiscal conservative in Washington, D.C.? I think Rand Paul would be one of them, but let me know what you think. Nate W., I believe there are no gold reserves left. Can't argue with that again. There has not been an official audit. Yep, a lot of you guys are on the same page with the Golden Knox thing. It's kind of, it's a subject that's been done over so many times. You guys have watched it yourself, and we're probably not wearing tinfoil hats. That gold has probably been leased to somebody, even if it is still in Fort Knox. The government does not need to sell bonds against gold. They can create money and then tax it back. That's how it's worked. Read Stephanie. They have done so. Well, that's what they do, but that's not. It's no fiat currency in the history of mankind has ever lasted as long as the U.S. dollar right now. We are the experiment, and at some point, this experiment will probably end, and it won't be in a good way either. So, no, you can't continuously spend, in my opinion. You can't just create money and then try to tax it back and hope that works, and that's really bad economics, man. Anyway, thanks. Enjoy the dream life, and that is the way they're doing it, and that's what they think they can do, but I don't believe it's I believe it's going to blow up in all our faces, unfortunately. Christina Napolitano, what's up? What's up? That would be too easy, so we know they won't monetize gold. I hope they do. Woodrow Wilson on Treasury note, gross. Yeah, you saw that $100,000 note. That's what I thought. That's kind of a strange guy to put on there, but they did. He's talking about the last video where I showed a Treasury note or a gold note, $100,000 note with Woodrow Wilson's face on it. And it was real. It's real. If you want to see it, go to last week's video. Flybone says, I used to love going to drive-through liquors when I was SRCHS. What is SCRCH? Oh man, I feel so stupid. It's going to be so obvious when you tell me. Thanks, Flybone, for watching. Appreciate that. Philip Stanton, how do we know if gold is, again, I don't know, man. Ron Paul did that, by the way. It was Ron Paul that had asked about that. Rand Paul, not so much. Be well to you. Ryan Kakuna, what's up? Silver as well. Michael Matthews, tip to the coffee cup there. 6 ounces heavier. Good. Zipper fix. That's good. Keep stacking, brother. Jed says then the Fed default back in 1934. They defaulted in 1913, really, when they kind of gave the Fed bankers control. They defaulted again when they took Americans off, or took gold away from Americans, and then they completely defaulted when they took the fiat system, or they took the dollar into a full fiat system, and then closed the gold window when Nixon did. So a couple defaults, 3 in my opinion at least. Chilling in style. Mr. says this is thanks, Matteo. This is for clarification. On your 211 show, you state something to the effect if the system goes digital, you won't accept CBDCs. Did you mean at the place of business, central banking systems won't be accepted? I think that businesses should not accept CBDCs, and I would not accept them. But I'll be getting, probably when that comes around, I'll be getting close to retirement point. So if they try to force me, I'll just say, fuck you, I'll retire, I'll close a successful business that pays taxes and has employees, and I'll go galt on their asses. And that's what most people should do. If you're going to force that shit down my throat, I'm going galt. But anyways, I'm wondering, what is the price difference since you're currently conducting currency paper dollars from the same central bank? The price difference is that I don't trust CBDCs. I think they're going to be an invasion of privacy. I think they're going to be programmable. I think there's all kinds of awful things that are going to happen. Even if they don't happen right up front, they eventually will turn into awful things. That's my opinion. I don't want to deal with anything. I want the paper dollar, not a digital dollar. And again, I value something, owning something tangible. And a piece of paper is tangible because you can wipe your ass with it. Digital is not. You can't wipe your ass with a piece of digital anything. Krevin Crawley, Mr. Thanks for commenting. Appreciate that. That's my opinion. Should I hold on to my rhodium? I don't even follow palladium. You want me to? I'm the worst guy to ask. Can't say, man. Cool metal, though. A bunch of 40% silver bags will still be used as coinage. Probably not. Yeah, you could. But no one's going to give you more than 50 cents, what a clad 50 cent is worth on the street, than they are for a 40% clad. You're never going to be trading your gold and silver for food on the street, folks. Highly unlikely. Highly, highly, highly unlikely. You will trade it to a dealer and buy more fiat digital dollars. I'm sorry. Long after I'm dead, hopefully. No, Washington should not be revalued if it's still... Congress will do it by spending... Yeah, that's true, sadly. All right. Well, anyway, folks, I said I was going to make it quick. I didn't. I never do. Listen, if you ever not find me on this particular format right here, if you know what I'm pointing at, if you ever just kind of find me missing it, you don't know, could happen, you'll find me over here on this format. We've been uploading our videos here for quite some time as well as a backup, just in case. Again, you never know. Not many people follow it, but I think it's going to get bigger at some point when some of these people out there start getting more oppressive and such like that. You're starting to see that more and more. But anyway, you can catch me there. You can also catch me here too as well. I like this better than Meta or Facebook. Facebook, in my opinion. They kicked me off for stupid shit. Not stupid shit. They kicked me off for stuff that was true that I talked about, that now they admit is true. So I got kicked off Facebook for a bunch of nonsense. Meanwhile, this platform was bought by a guy that I believe is somewhat libertarian and somewhat non-censorship. Elon Musk. I kind of like the guy, kind of trust him to some point. And again, that's why I kind of going out in this form and start using it more, because I think it's become one of the it went from being completely anti-free speech to a more of a free speech format, I'm not saying it's perfect, but it's way better than it was and way better than Facebook. Meanwhile, folks, here's my website. If you're looking to buy, sell any type of gold, silver, and platinum, from an ounce to millions of ounces to $1 to millions of dollars worth, I'm your guy to see if you live in South Florida and you're in the South Florida area. We're open 10 to 4 Mondays through Fridays. We'll beat Atmex, SDJM, Bullion, and the locals down here on the commonly or the more common reasonably priced products out there. So come by and see us at our store. Again, 10 to 4 Mondays through Fridays. Meanwhile, hope you have a wonderful evening. Thanks for watching, and I'll try to figure something interesting to talk about this week. So, hey, thanks again. Talk to you soon. Bye.